What is good, everybody? What is good, everybody? We are back with another live episode of Wavy Football. Everyone, make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and as always, stay locked in. I got my guy FCAA with me. How you doing, bro? How you doing, man?
I'm okay, bro. When it has finally kicked in Manchester, mate, it's
Yeah.
not a nice. The first time today I felt absolutely freezing,
Oh, it's
actually, all
crazy.
day though, because I felt it the other night. I went to a football game in the international break, and it
Yeah.
felt cold around then. It was like eight to 10 o'clock. It felt cold, but
Yeah,
today
yeah.
from the morning to now, it's been freezing. So yeah,
That's crazy.
uh, other than that, mate, it's just counting down the hours now, aren't we? That's what we're doing now. We're just waiting for that
Yeah.
first game
No,
against
literally.
Ipswich.
It's getting closer and closer, man. I cannot wait. I literally cannot wait. Shout out to you for hopping on, man. And it's weird because over here, man, it's like warmer than it normally should be. So I'm
Oh,
like,
really?
I'm happy. It's like it's not really that cold. So yeah, bro,
Mate,
we're a little lucky, man. But no, we got
100%.
flawless. You should be hopping on any second from now. So guys, make sure to stay tuned in. But we got a lot to discuss, man. A lot of different topics. We're going to talk about some stuff that happened earlier this week. Obviously, we're going to talk about the game and what we're expecting, who we think this manager is going to rely on in this first game, because there's a lot of debate. I just saw Saeed's channel; they were debating, who's going to play, and I was like, man, this
Yeah,
is
man.
good. This is good. It's fun to see that everyone has such different opinions about like what the lineup should be. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we'll talk about all those different things, but I want us to start with Paul Pogba. I want us to start with Paul Pogba. So let's because this one is I have very strong opinions on this. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I have very, very strong opinions on this.
Yeah. Okay. I
Um,
understand.
what are
I
you
mean,
what are you saying about this, man?
so I think Sunday night. Speak of Saeed, I was watching Man Them talk as well, and yeah, me and Saeed, not a debate. Well, it was a debate. It wasn't an argument or anything. It was a very heated debate. I think around Paul Pogba. Now, for me, Paul Pogba was one of my favorite football players of all time, mate. Like when we signed him, again, for me, I don't ever care for transfer fees or anything like that, because at the end of the day, I know with Manchester United you should, but when it's a player like that and a player we'd let go and a player who gone and shone at Juventus, a club that I have fond to my heart as well.
Yeah.
To get him back, mate, was and for 90 million, I didn't care. I just thought he's the player that we've needed during that transitional period of trying to regain, sort of our stature as the best club in the league. Getting him at that time, and that summer was, oh mate, you
I
probably
remember.
say this the summer just gone probably is on equal par for that summer when we got Mkhitaryan, the best player that had been nominated in the Bundesliga. We got Zlatan on a free. I think
Yeah.
he'd been the best player in the French league. And then Pogba, I think we got Bailly as well. And it was a fantastic summer. And, we went on to win 2 trophies.
Mm-hmm.
And then what happened with Pogba. And it didn't work out as it doesn't with a lot of players at Manchester United. And, he's had his downs more than up since leaving us. And if this was a Paul Pogba that had been consistently playing and wasn't as injury prone as he's shown at the back end of his United career to what he is still at Juventus, mate, I'd be saying sign him up, whatever. I'd love him to come and spend 6 months or whatever it takes until he gets his new club to come and just train with us. How I think, because there's the rumors that he was one of the toxic influences in the dressing room. I think was it Jose called him like a flu or something.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what he said, but a virus. That's what he said. He was a virus.
Yeah.
I don't really believe in that, and I think Jose, as much as I like Jose, had agendas against some players. I think personally his influence around the dressing room would be brilliant. The air of optimism, and he's always smart. The brother's always smiling, mate. Always
Everybody
smiling.
loves him. Everybody loves him.
Exactly. And I'd love that at United more. And I think, we are seeing that from what we've seen from the media release from the club over the training. Obviously, everyone's in a happy, buoyant mood now because, them shackles have been lifted. But I wouldn't, if he came, to train, and then they looked at him and thought, let's give him a 6-month contract. This is where me and Saeed were different in opinions. I wouldn't sign him up, mate. For a 31, nearly 32-year-old, hasn't played a lot or at all for a year or so, injury prone. It's not forward thinking, and we've got a lot of players that we need to try and get into this team. We need to figure out what's happening with Mason Mount. Where does Casemiro fit? Where in the team is Mainu going to play? Where's Ahmad going to play? Where's Anthony going to play? Rashford, Garnacho. I've named 6 or 7 players there that we need to figure out on where they're going to play. And before we even mention Paul Pogba's name, and there's no future in Paul Pogba, sadly, because he's, like I said, it'd be 6 months and then he goes and finds a club somewhere else. So I think, the romantic side of me as a football fan I'd love to have him back, mate, because I think he could. The Paul Pogba that we know that's top level, no one can touch him talent-wise. Absolutely no one. But he just isn't that Paul Pogba for me anymore. So I just think it'd be going backwards, and that's the last thing we need to do at United right now.
No, that's a good segue into getting this man's take. I got flawless.
Yeah.
Golden bro. Got flawless. Golden bro. What's going on, my brother?
Big up, man. Blessed for having me. I appreciate it. Temi shouts AA every single time.
Yeah,
and always good to see you, family. Apologies on the lateness. Apologies.
Oh, you're good, man. You're good. It's all love, bro. You came at the right time. We're talking about Labille. You feel me? We're talking about Labille, bro. This was. I think this was like the first big story of the week. If I'm being honest, this was kind of the story that I haven't gotten to talk. I haven't talked about it with anybody yet. So I wanted to get y'all's opinions, really, before I share mine. But Double A's on the thought process of 6 months in the side, cool, train with the team, but after that, sayonara essentially. You know what I'm saying? Like we should move past that. What are you saying about that, bro?
Yeah, it sounds great when you just look at it on the surface. When you don't actually go into detail on Pogba actually signing back to Manchester United, it sounds fantastic. We're playing 2 10s, so there's more than one spot for him in the side. He's a very, very talented player. Like, let's not get that mistaken. Paul Pogba is supremely talented and a quality footballer. So that also got a point to prove, come back a 3rd time. That sounds all great until you actually look at it in detail. Hasn't played football in however long. Match sharpness is way off. Match fitness is way off. We don't know what he's like in terms of, he thought he might not play football again. So now that's the turnaround. You're also not walking into a stable environment. It's a more stable environment because Amorim's there, but it's still not the best possible environment. And for anyone who says, oh, we should bring him back, he's a quality player, I asked them the same question. Take you being a Manchester United fan aside, or to any rival fans who think Manchester United should get him. Push that to the side. You're advising Paul Pogba. You're his advisor. Would you advise him to go to Manchester United? Everyone says no. There's a reason for that. As much as it sounds like the perfect fit, it's like going back to your ex. It sounds great. It sounds fantastic. You remember all the good times, but there's a reason you two broke up. And that's what it is. And I don't think Paul Pogba would want to come back here either. So as much as he's talented, I wouldn't take him back. And the fans are going to be on his case straight away. There's no leeway. There's zero leeway whatsoever.
Flawless. I was saying, no, we had this big debate with Saeed the other day, and I don't think he was really trying to listen to reason. I think in his head the romanticism was just too much. And I was just saying for 6 months there's absolutely no future in bringing Paul back for a 6-month contract. And I didn't even say it at the time, and I just said it to Temi then. Bro, I just listed like 6 or 7 players. So you think Xerxes, Garnacho, Rashford, Casemiro, Mount, Mainu, Ericsson, bro, Delo. Like, we need to figure out where they're playing before you even mention Paul Pogba. So bringing Paul Pogba into the fold it's just you're oversighting the players that we've already got on. We should be. It's a step backwards because you're looking to the past when, like you said, with the X thing, it's move on to the next thing. And I think we've got a group of players here that we know we need to be looking at and figuring out what they're going to do. Do they have a future? That's what the next 6 or 7 months is all about. Who fits in the club for a future? Paul Pogba isn't the future. So for me, there's little reason to waste our time and do that. Let's see what we got. And yes, people say, but he's better than all the midfield. Yes, he very much is better than all the midfielders we got. But he isn't that midfielder anymore. And that's the problem. So
yeah. And the bar's on the floor for that. I hate when people use that.
Yeah,
People say that about us all the time. No one is disputing that. If Paul Pogba was to sign back to Manchester United, is he the best midfielder we have? Yes. No one's disputing that. But that's insert player name here. I say this all the time. Anyone who's got football, who plays football, and that could be content creators, people in the chat, whatever. There's people in your phone book who are better than some of the players we have. I know these facts. There's people who I personally know who are better players than some of the players currently playing at Manchester United Football Club. So it's not really something to use and say, all right, this is the work. He's better than everyone. So are many players. That doesn't mean we should sign him. Stop going from not good enough to not good enough. And my biggest issue with Pogba also, injuries. He got injured a lot before this.
I'm glad y'all said this, honestly, because I thought I was going
nostalgia.
Crazy. I thought I was going crazy. It really is nostalgia, bro, because he is my favorite player post Sir Alex Ferguson. I think that's like, him and Martial are my two favorite players post Sir Alex Ferguson, comfortably. Like, so the nostalgia factor of what he could, like, what if he does bounce back? Like, what if he can turn back the clock, bro? But like, the reality is, he's been out of football for so long, bro. He like literally, even before the Juventus thing, he wasn't playing for us. Like he hasn't been a consistent. Like, he hasn't played consistent football in like 4 years.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Like there's just no way he's gonna come back and be who he will never be himself. Like he will never be that player again. Like that is gone. That is completely gone. And anyone who thinks otherwise is crazy. Like,
but you said it there, Temi, turning back the clock.
Yeah, bro. Like
you said it there, turning back the clock. That's why, you know what? That's why so many people locked into Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul, because they think Mike Tyson go turn back the clock and be Mike Tyson from his prime. It's like he's 58 with a knee brace. Like, but people think for that split second he gonna turn back into Iron Mike that we all know. And it's like, no, it's not.
He's
going
almost 60, bro. And it's like, listen, Paul Pogba's not an old. He's not like he's 31. He's not like actually that old. Yeah. Like him and Bruno aren't that far apart in age. Like, but the reality is Bruno's been playing week in, week out he hasn't stopped playing. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No. So to the detriment of the team.
But, like, at least I know he's fit. You know, I'm just like, I know he's fit, but the reality is, like, listen, we gotta move past it, man. Like,
big up,
as a fan base, like for the Tech FC, you know what I'm saying? For us who like the techie ballers, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's cool, but even when he was at Juventus, like those couple games he played, he wasn't, because I was tuning in, like he wasn't himself. Like, yeah, he was, he'd glide around the pitch a little bit, but he wasn't the same player.
Injuries have taken a massive hit. That tangent. So I was saying before, Juventus is a club close to my heart. I'm actually part of their like official fan club thing. Like, and that's how I've managed it. So I'm going to the Villa game in the Champions League in the away end, the Juve away end. So that's how I've managed to get tickets. Yeah.
Oh wow.
So obviously, when all the stories about him cancelling the contracts was bro, they were buzzing. They were throwing it in the chat like they were happy. They were so happy to, like, not because they think he's a bad player, because of the stuff that's happened, and they think, Juventus as a club need to move on from Paul Pogba, because the free transfer to them hasn't worked, and that's. Hold on. Hey, what are you saying, Saeed? Listen, don't listen to him, bro. So I get where they're coming from, because what we needed to do, because from both sides, I think it became toxic around Paul Pogba at United. We saw what happened at the stadium. Not something I deplore. Something. Listen, I've never booed a player at Manchester United, and I've had a lot of players and a lot of reasons to boo a lot of the players at Manchester United. Let me tell you. But I would never sink so low, because they put that shirt on, and I have to respect it, like, because they're doing something I dreamed of all my life. Do you know what I'm saying? I still hope I get that call up from the scouts one day. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, but scouts are watching me kick ball in the back garden with my daughter, so that don't really happen. But it's one of them. Like, it's one of them. So I hope he goes on and finds a great club, and I hope MLS. I don't think he'll ever drop to Saudi. I just can't see that. But MLS, I think, is a Paul Pogba environment, and he's over there. He's friends with what's he called, Butler from Miami. Him. So I could see But
A Miami
in Miami and that. Do you know what I mean? Like linking up with Messi. Imagine Pogba and Messi, bro, in the MLS would be crazy. I hope he deserves to find happiness, Paul Pogba, because I think a lot of things have gone against him. And despite winning the World Cup, despite winning stuff at Juve, still gets labelled a what-if player. Well, saying that, Wayne Rooney still gets labelled a what-if player, which is ridiculous to me. Do you know what I'm saying?
Anytime you think a player could have done more, like Wayne Rooney could have done more. Like that's the reality of it. Is like he as great as he was. I think if you ask a lot of people, they think like he probably could have done. He could have done more.
Do you know what? Do you know why it is with Wayne Rooney? And I've had this argument a little bit. The only thing that held Wayne Rooney back was his mentality. Now, if he had the mentality, and I'll die on this. I'll die on this hill, by the way. And if anyone wants to clip it up, I'm absolutely fine with that. I personally stand on this, that if Wayne Rooney had the mentality of Ronaldo, because at 18 years old, Wayne Rooney was a better player than Cristiano Ronaldo. Now, if the natural talent-wise, I actually think he's got more natural talent than Messi because he was ridiculous. For 16, no, bro. No. At 16, bro.
I'm not going that far.
No. But listen, bro, I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, bro. So if he had that mentality, I'm telling you now, you'd be talking about Wayne Rooney as one of the best threes to ever. He'd be in that conversation with them two, winning Ballon d'Ors and everything. He had it all, bro.
One. I agree
with
that
video. Is that video at 16 when he gets into the Everton dressing room? He's like, "No, these are shit." Do you know, bro? He had everything, and it was a case of his mentality. Even at a young age, at 16, stopped him. And I'm telling you now, because don't forget, Messi had to have bare things go for him, injections in his legs to grow. Blah blah blah. I'm not saying I'm not saying he was.
I hear it.
All right. Maybe more talent, but he was equal to him, bro, because he was ridiculous. 18, bullying Zidane, and like, bro, I'm telling you.
I think the Ronaldo one is fair because, like, realistically, Ronaldo is like a use case of supreme talent meets supreme hard work. I don't think he was as talented as, a Ronaldinho or Ronaldo or a Rooney or a Messi. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he was as gifted as those players, but he was just supremely, like, he outworked all of them. That was the difference. Like, that was the difference. Rooney didn't have that like, Rooney was drinking, bro. Rooney was partying, drinking, having fun. Like, bro, like, it was just a different, he was just cut from a different cloth. So, no, I hear it. I do hear it. But I mean, back to the Pogba thing, it's like, we just gotta let it go, man. We just gotta let it go. But what are you fellas saying about, there's a lot of hype about these
go on.
These training sessions, bro.
Not again, bro.
The training sessions, bro. What do you say?
You know what it is? You know what it is? We're like Manchester United fans. We are starving. I keep saying this. When bro. I still feel like this. When Ten Hag got sacked, I feel like I just got released out of jail. And that's what it is. So like just the regular things after you get out of jail are gonna. So being able to go for a walk, for example, being able to go to the corner shop, being able to go to McDonald's, which are all nothing spectacular, to us are the absolute creme de la creme. That's what it is. People are like, yo, why are you enjoying the McDonald's so much? Because we've been on jail food for 25 years. Like, that's why. That's where it stems from. So people seeing pictures, just the pictures, not even no video footage. It was him in a Montclair jacket, and everyone lost their mind. Look at this. We see this all the time. Bruno back with his fire emojis. They moving like me. Why are you out of the fire emoji? Why else?
You know the brothers who you've been around the brothers, bro. They haven't got no box in ages.
Yes,
and they are just
starving. Them brothers are starving.
Anything, bro. They're chasing, bro. They don't care, bro. They're on the hunt. That's United fans right now, bro. We see anything, we're starving, bro. We're greedy.
Starving.
Like, it's crazy.
I don't know if this translates to America, Temi, yet, but Flawless might get this. We used to have this saying over here, right? That when you used to go clubbing or go to clubs and that, he was nothing all night. You start looking for the 10 to 2 because the club closes at 2, 10 to 2. You're on the hunt. That is Manchester United fans right now. We are on the hunt for anything. You mentioned McDonald's, Flawless, but United fans will take a Rustlers right now. This is that's how bad. That's how bad.
It's sheer desperation because it just looks like the manager's coaching because we see him in the training session giving instructions. The basics.
We saw 7 minutes of a 90-minute training session. Like they generally train for 90 minutes, yeah? Like 90 minutes, 2 hours.
2 hours. Yeah,
like max 2 hours, but we saw 7 minutes. And everybody knows what the lineup is about to be. Everybody knows who's gonna play, who should play. I'm like, bro. We gotta take it down like 2 decibels, bro. Like there's 2 decibels. Like they always, bro. These players always take pictures like this, bro. Like even when they were sad, bro. Even when they were sad, they were taking pictures like this.
Yeah. And that's why I have a problem with these. This throws me straight back to Ollie, winning team every single week.
Yeah, bro.
The winning team pictures on Instagram wind me up because then we go and get slapped 4-2 by Leicester or Watford or whatever. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, what are we doing now? This to me just signifies it's like again the shackles have been lifted. The man, you know, it's not even day release anymore. Man are free. Do you know what I'm saying? Like.
Free.
Absolutely
free. We made it. We are free.
Do you know what I'm saying? They beat the case. But I heard a rumor that half the views on that YouTube video are Saeed's, to be honest with you. Like I think that man has just been setting up his tea, having his tea, watching it again. Like, look at Anthony on the right wing back there, loving life, mate. Saeed's loving life in that video. But like I say, when I watched it, because like I was like, man, let me finally see what everyone, because the hype was mad, and I didn't watch it straight away. And I'll be honest, it's like, how much can you really take from it? Like it's good to see, but like, listen, this should be happening every single week, and it's like, you I imagine, like if they've done this for some Ten Hag training sessions, bro, the faces would be the same, and you'd be looking at it like, oh, actually they do things. Like you can't gauge anything from it other than we can see a plan.
Well, even with
maybe that is the one thing.
Even with Ten Hag, we were guilty of it too. Remember, because like we came from like the Ali era where we felt like, oh, he wasn't hard enough on the players, right? So when Ten Hag came in, we see the training videos. Remember where he yelled at what's my man's name, bro? The young player, bro.
He yelled at someone. I can't remember who it was, but I remember it. That's why I take all of these things.
Number 10, the winger boy, Arab brother. What's his name?
Oh, Zidane Iqbal.
Zidane Iqbal. Yeah, remember when you remember that video where he yelled at Zidane Iqbal, right? And then remember when we lost 4-0, then he said, "Oh, I'm gonna run 8 kilos with the." Or 8 kilometers with the players or whatever, and we're all like, this is what he's supposed to do, you know. We need to get that. But in reality, it's like that's just dumb. Like looking back, it's like we were celebrating that, but it's like that didn't make any sense.
Made no difference whatsoever.
Even revisionism now, because I remember when he first signed for United, and it was that clip of him on the sideline berating that Ajax player for being out of position and everything.
Yeah.
And we was all like, that's what we're getting. He's got to hold them accountable. When really what we realized is he does that all the time and falls out of every single player.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. So it's not constructive at all. You're just being a dick.
Yeah,
you're
just
shouting at you're just shouting at the players, aren't you? So yeah, hopefully this is the tide being turned, and you know we talk about the interview, and I think we were speaking about it on Sunday, and I think the one thing I think it might have been Friday on Saeed actually, and the one thing I was gauging from it is how he comes across with the little things, like, you know, taking the time. And I know it's PR, but you never saw it with Ten Hag, but taking the time to shake everyone's hand, introducing himself to people that worked in the call center, like they don't have a clue who he is. Like, oh, I'm Ruben. Like, yeah. We listen.
We know who you are.
We've all had the email this morning to say you're coming, mate. Like, don't worry about that. We know who you are.
Look at this. We starving, man. We are
starving.
We are starving. With the fire emoji, man. It's just a picture of him.
The media getting released by everyone is crazy, bro. Like, it's just I did it, bro. I did the exact same thing. I posted that to my Instagram story saying Gaffer. I was like, yeah, this is it, bro. We're running with it all.
It's like I'm genuinely excited. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and act as if because I'm very excited, because I think this manager is actually gonna, at a minimum, we're gonna be a team again. Like, I think that's what I'm getting. Like, I truly believe at a minimum, he may. It remains to be seen if he'll be the guy that takes us to where we want to go, but we're not going to be like 13th, like that. The days of being in 13th place, you know, 11, 12 games in are over. I think that's where, you know what I'm saying? Like, So I'm excited to just see a system, a structure. You feel me? But I was more gassed about the interview. I feel like the interview didn't get enough hype, bro. Like I thought the interview was way more like he had a lot of one-liners in there, bro. You feel me? Like I think he said something like
the interview like it's Club Shay Shay or the Breakfast Club.
Nah, for real, man. No, seriously, bro. Club Shay Shay said this, bro. He said he said something that was cold, bro. He said, we're gonna win time by winning games. I said, yeah, that's cold, bro. That means he knows what's up. That means he knows, like, listen, I understand, like, I have time, but I have to win. Even as I'm building this thing out, I have to win games. He's aware of that. So that's more exciting to me than like me seeing Malacia pass it to Shaw, pass it to Donnie Evans. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's not moving me too much. You feel me? You know what I'm saying?
Bro, one thing for me, and it, it's true in everyday life, yeah, but a lot in football, everything is earned. And I think a lot of the players in that squad have forgot that everything is earned and they've been given too much.
Facts.
They've got away with it for far too long. And I think there was so many veiled answers at the players. I played in all these positions. I've done this. I've been a team player. I did what I had to do. Even from day one, you were going to see something. We are going to it. He's just telling the players, listen, I'm on you. And you've got very little time because I don't have time. I've got 18 months, to prove that I should be here. You've got 7 to prove that you should be here. So it's exciting in that I believe that accountability is finally going, and that's the biggest thing that's been missing at Manchester United, accountability. 100%. So once that comes and the jeopardy comes, then I think we're going to be absolutely fine for sure.
100%, bro. I couldn't agree more. Let's talk about what are we saying about Alphonso Davies, man? What are we flawless?
The dream. That's what I'm saying. Dream signing.
Yeah,
that's the dream signing from a left wing back perspective.
Why is he the dream signing?
Because he's one of my favorite players, period. Like currently playing football right now. Like I've been for anyone who's watched me for any significant amount of time has heard me, Temi will be back, people, has heard me mention Alphonso Davies. He is available on a free. Do I believe he will join Manchester United? No. However, the one thing we have over Real Madrid is that when we sit down, if we do decide to negotiate with him, you won't be playing left back. If you come here, you'll be playing left wing back because we all know Alphonso Davies is a left wing back. Really and truly, he's a winger. But yeah, like I said, this is the type of thing that gets me gassed. You see how people are going overboard with Amorim? Don't let us be linked with him and it's anything significant. No, anybody reliable. Because you'll see me jump out the window. You'll see me with the fire emojis, posted it on my Instagram story and stuff like that. Him photoshopped into a United kit.
This is a very legit source. Christian Falk or whatever his name is from Germany.
Yeah.
He's like
I'm about to go retweet this now.
Bro, he's the number one. Like he's like David Ornstein of Germany, bro. Like that. He's that legit. So
he was leading the Lit and Mazraoui stuff in the summer, wasn't he? So yeah, bro. Yeah.
So, and he's available at a free.
Yeah, bro. Listen, I'm playing. I was playing devil's advocate a little bit, but I could not agree more, bro. This is like such a. He takes our squad to like another level, in my opinion. Like he's that type of player. He really is that type of player. Like he's been playing at such a high. I thought he was older, bro. Yesterday I was saying 26, bro. He's 24.
He's just been around for a long time. That's what it is. That's why we feel he's older.
He's been playing at such a high level for such a long time. Like this is a seasoned pro that we're getting at 24, right? And like I heard some people say, "Oh, like acting as if this guy doesn't have tech." No, this guy has. This guy can play. This guy can play. Like yeah, he's not like he's not like silky on the ball like Kadioglu or like Ait Nori or Alex Balde, but like he is of a technical level that's better than most players in our team. Like, let's not get it
for sure.
Like he is bro. If we get him, bro, that is a statement signing.
So that's exactly what I was gonna say. It's a major. That's a major. All right, stand up and take notice. Manchester United are trying to be serious. If you go and get a player the caliber of Alphonso Davies, because if he goes Real Madrid, everyone gonna wax lyrical about it, and rightfully so, and talk about that's why Madrid stay on top. That's why Madrid, their intent is to go and win everything. It's a statement. It's a huge statement if you go and sign up. And it's not just a name. He fits.
No, he fits exactly.
He fits what we've got going. He's a better left wing back than he is a left back.
Yeah, absolutely, bro.
Do Do you know, for me, the most other than the player, the profile, the most exciting thing for me is this. Let's if we go back 2 years, and this was the case with, or even a year, I guess, and we knew that his contract was up in the summer. We don't hear United's name be talked until March, April, 2 months before.
You're right.
To hear it now, when we can speak to him in January to start the contract and get it done, is telling me that it's concrete, and we are already progressing it to look to sort it in January for the summer. We ain't waiting around, and because I can't remember what player it was. There was a player we was after, but because we didn't come in until March, April, he'd already signed a contract with a club in January, so we'd missed the boat. I can't remember who it was, but and it just shown the ineptitude of Mertz, Arnold, Woodward, whoever it was, to say Christian Folk is coming out now and saying United are getting, they're offering more money, they're serious in November, to say in December, January, he can sign a contract with us is massively exciting. And I think, to get rid of Shaw, or even if Shaw becomes this revitalized.
He'll play center back, bro. He'll play center back. He'll play left center back.
Yeah. My issue with that is I'm only happy to keep Luke Shaw if Maguire, Lindelof, and Evans go. And he is happy to be 4th, 5th choice, depending on injuries and stuff like that, because I can't put the team at risk, or the manager at risk, having to rely on Luke Shaw, because we know he's not reliable. We know he's not reliable.
I think he'll be a rotational player, like a rotational center back. Like, I think he'll get games. I think he'll get game time, but I think he won't be a week in week. I think he'll fill in. He'll play left center back. Maybe I think left center back's his role, bro. He'll just be a fill-in type of player, right?
The problem is, mate. The problem is, I think he could be fucking fantastic at it, because
I know.
22, 23. That game at the Nou Camp alongside Varane, for me, is one of the most impressive for a fullback to play there at the Nou Camp.
Yeah, bro.
In a high pressure game, he was fucking unreal, and I'd started to believe again that he could be what we all wanted him to be. It's just
Remember when we were playing a back three under Ollie? Like, Ollie would switch to that back three, and he played center back, bro. He played left center back. Like, we've seen him play left center back under Ollie in a back three. And he's played and he's done it well. So, like, we know he can do that job. But the fact of the matter is, like, I don't want to ever see him playing like left back or wing back anymore. Like, it's just
I don't think his body can handle it. I don't think
the fullback or wing back.
Listen, I rate him more than most, but I just think those days are over. You know what I'm saying?
What we need him to do is to do a Ryan Giggs or a Ronaldo. Realize what your body's telling you and adapt. Too many players now don't want to adapt and change where they play on the pitch. And say what you want about him, but Ryan Giggs is one of the best at doing that. Was this absolute unreal? And I think if you were lucky enough to watch Ryan Giggs in his young days, I've not seen a better winger in my life, mate. Because he used to mug off players like it was just that easy. So for him to adapt, and then he was playing central mid, he was because he was so good technically and he had that football brain, he could do it. I don't think enough players are willing to do that now, because they play at a level, or they play in a position for so long in their career. It's almost a step down. It's almost like admitting defeat. When I don't think he
minds it though, because I think his best performances as a United player come as center back, bro.
Even when he played in the back four, because he played in the back four in the Ten Hag's first season that he played,
which I agree with. It's just whether he will admit that and can get on board.
You know what? The manager should give him no choice.
Exactly.
He knows where he's at in his career, bro. He knows, bro. He knows he's on thin ice. Like, I think he's gonna just fall in line. I think he's just gonna fall in line, bro. You know what I mean?
Well, and they have to, like I said, that sort of. He's been given too much. He's been given, signing that contract was an absolute mistake from Manchester United.
Oh, absolutely.
Like Dipesh, they're saying, I'm not happy to keep Luke Shaw. What I'm saying is that if he is happy to stay as a squad player and he's happy to be 3rd, 4th, 5th choice centre back that doesn't play that often, what I'm saying is I'd rather have him, if he can stay fit for 70% of the season, I'd rather have him than Luke Shaw. Lindelof, Maguire, or Evans, because I think he's 29. He's a better player than all three of them. Yeah. So in that way, I'm happy to keep him. Whereas I would personally like to move him on, and I have done for 2-3 years now. I think I'd rather get rid. But that's before we were doing a back three. So now if we're doing a back three, there's more scope for him to be there because, he has the technical ability to play that role really well, which we've already seen.
Like you said, that double A saying is there is in regards to squad player. That's the key role he's saying. Because then if you're a squad player, you remaining fit 100% of the time is not as important. And eventually he'll be moved on anyway. But what Manchester United need to do is first choice. The first 11 is what needs to be addressed. Alphonso Davies is one of those. Whatever position, and then the squad players then becomes an afterthought. Because if Luke Shaw plays, is fit 60-70% of the time, we play Carabao Cup, FA Cup game. That's it. The occasional game in the league, if we have back-to-backs, and maybe the left-sided centre-back, which might not necessarily be Lisandro Martinez. There may be someone new. Maybe he goes and signs a left-sided centre-back.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
and then maybe Shaw's moved on quicker because Martinez becomes the backup to whoever we sign. So now I get what Double A's saying.
No, I 100% hear it. And it's, bro, going back to Davies real quick. If and when we get Davies, bro, like the rotation at fullback we have, bro, we'll have Davies, we'll have Dallo, we'll have Mazraoui, even I think Anthony will get some game time there. You feel me? Though I think that's a solid enough four to
even
play.
Malassi is there as well.
Malacia was back up to Alphonso Davies.
Listen,
I like.
Bro, I liked Malacia, bro. I liked Malacia. Like his first season, I remember there was a game he played against Liverpool where I was like, yo, remember the 2-1 where Sancho scored that goal?
Bro.
Malacia was sick that game.
His debut, bro. I was there and I remember speaking to Flex afterwards. It was when I went on Flex's channel afterwards speaking about it, and I was like, because the first half he was on my side of the pitch where I sit, and he got absolutely done by Salah, right? And it's the debut at Old Trafford. He got skinned by Mo Salah, and after that, he picked himself up and he fucking dominated. And I said, like, you show your test of character after that happens, and you don't wilt under the lights, the crowd, the expectation, and he stepped up. And it took Luke Shaw doing a Luke Shaw, feeling the pressure of someone breathing down his neck for him to turn it around, and then eventually Luke Shaw did get back in the team. But listen, I liked Malacia, and I think he got a lot of criticism that first season. Oh, he's not this, he's not that. Brother, he was 12 million euros or pounds. Yeah, he was brought here similar to Mazraoui for me to be a backup. Now Mazraoui's turned out to be the best fullback we've got, which it just goes to show. But I think Malacia there, and listen, this whole year out, we have to be very cautious. It has to be kid gloves. Yeah. It has to be feet, getting him back into the team nice and slow to see if his body can handle it. I know he's jacked up. I know he's bulked up, but you have to worry with knee injuries. They do have a cause and effect issue. It can happen to your other knee, and you can get these niggling injuries every now and again. But I've always liked him. I think technically he's good. He's tenacious. He's good in a tackle, and he was eager to learn and play football, which we need more of. So I'd be very happy for him to be the understudy to Davies, because I think if you get him, and it's 2 summers in a row we snatch a player under Real Madrid. Yeah, I mean, it's intent. It's massive intent from Manchester United.
The key word, intent. That is the key word.
Remember, you know what it is about Malacia, bro? I think his reputation obviously the injuries really messed up his reputation. But remember, like the Europa League game where he made that mistake that led to us like capitulating. He made that big mistake. We conceded, and then we gave up that 2-0 lead, and then we capitulated again. So like everyone's like last memory of him is that moment.
I hear it.
You know what I'm saying? So that I think he'll build his reputation once he gets game time again, bro. People are like, oh, yo, he's actually, bro, he's a good player, bro. Like,
yeah, I like him, bro. But I think if I was to hold mistakes against players, I'd be holding mistakes against every single player that plays for United, bro. So it's like,
and it's minimal. It's not like he makes a lot of mistakes. It's very, very minimal. And we're talking we talk about Luke Shaw, squad player. That's how I look at Malacia. If you are to go and sign Alphonso Davies and you have Malacia as backup to him, I like that.
Yeah,
it's one thing Malacia can do defensively. I don't have no issues with him.
Yeah, I rarely saw him get bullied, bro. I think the only time I remember him getting bullied was Saka bullied him.
Saka, that's what I like. Even though Saka got the better of him in that game, to Double A's point, he battled. He fought back. Saka went past him, and he made sure it wasn't an easy day at the office for Saka. Even though Saka got the better of him, it was a test. Stand up and be counted.
That was his toughest test. So I think Saka had at a day against him. But other than that, bro, I really don't remember him. Like, it's gonna be exciting, bro. And speaking of, we gotta talk lineups a little bit, man. I want to hear your thoughts, Scott, because I'm doing a lot of preview content, obviously, because we're leading up to the game, bro. I'm curious to hear because I've just seen so many different takes on this, bro. Like who's gonna fit where, who's gonna play where, bro. I want to get y'all's thoughts on this, man. Like, what are you predicting? Was the 7-minute video enough of a hint?
See, I go lie. I even watched the 7-minute video.
Thank you, bro. Honestly, I'm glad to hear that, bro.
I'm not getting stuck in it. You know what? I watched the 90 minutes against Ipswich on Sunday. That's what I'll be watching.
Bro, Trap was saying he didn't watch that. I said, bro,
No, listen, Traps does it out of stubbornness. Flawless does it because he's that busy. That's the difference, you see. Flawless does it just to be there. Traps does it just to be different to everyone else and say, listen, man, I ain't watching none of that. Nah. Just win the goddamn game, bro.
Win the game. That's why I want to see it, and I'm like, okay, let's see what you do on Sunday. And I'm a fan of Amorim. You know this, Double A. We've spoken on this. I think he'll do very well. Interested to see how we do indeed line up. But I just like that we're having these conversations. Because 3 weeks ago, if we were doing the show, it would be very different. Hear the energy. Hear the energy that we're all here with.
Bro.
Hear the positivity,
we're
smiles.
Excited again, man.
We're excited. We even played.
It was dark times, bro. A month ago.
Miserable.
Dark times, bro. Dark times, bro.
I do have to say that with that training video, and I don't know if I've seen enough people speaking about it. The 10 first team players that were in that formation and what you saw, I think they were the only 10 first team players available that were at training anyway. Yeah. So it made sense that they were all in that video and all in the positions that we've seen. So I don't think you can gauge anything from that other than he's put players where they probably would be anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's nice to see Mason Mount looked pretty fresh, looked pretty sharp from the little clips you saw, which, you know, I mean, the jury's out. Well, for me, I think he's going to play, bro. I think he'll end up becoming like a pretty consistent rotation player. I'm gonna have that hot take right now. I think that's a pretty popular take, mate. I think a lot of people think.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, because I think the problem with Mason Mount was where the hell does he fit at Manchester United in this system, and the fact that Ten Hag came with that stupid 2-8 thing with Bruno and Mount was always showing that this manager didn't really have a clue what he was doing.
Man. When he tried to sign Mount and play him next to
him, it's crazy. And I'm someone that's never really liked Mason Mount. I didn't like him at Chelsea. I never really rated him. So he's for me, rightly or wrongly, and it's probably more the state Manchester United have put me in when he signed players. He was always having to massively show me that he deserved to be there anyway, because I think it was just a missed profile and it just seemed like a scramble to sign an English player sort of thing. But that being said, I do think Amorim could get something out of it. I'm not going to say he's going to turn him into Zidane. He's not going to turn him into the best number 10 in the league. But I think if there's a manager that out there that I think we've got one of them that could massively get something out of Mason Mount. Now he has the unfortunate task of trying to get over Ahmad and Bruno for me, which I think are our strongest players in those 2 10s. But again, it's a squad game, like you said, plenty of games, plenty of minutes to go around. And the one thing for me, and the one thing I think this manager's going to say to people is, when you get that chance, you have to grab it with both hands, because there's got to be people, and they're all on it because they're all on auditions. They're all fighting for their lives now to see if they could stay. So it could be the kick up the ass he needs. Is he going to stay fit long enough? Jury's out on that one for me with Mason Mount. But if he can stay fit till March and he's played a lot of games, you know, you can start to say the page may be turning for him.
No, I agree, bro. I 100% agree. What are we saying about De Ligt? Is that locked in?
I think he has to.
Yeah, De Ligt. Yeah, I think De Ligt. I think it's De Ligt, Martinez, and then I think the right-sided centre back is the only conversation, because Yoro's back in training. How up to speed is he?
It might be a bit.
I don't think it'll be Yoro, bro.
What are we doing here? Are we doing what we want to see or what we think Amorim will do?
what we think Amorim will do.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I think it could be either Delit or Mazraoui, you know, on the right sided.
Why? Who do you think's the centre back?
No. I think the centre on the right sided centre back. I think it could be Mazraoui or Delo, because I think Evans is just back from injury. Yoro's back from a long layoff. I don't think he's going to throw him in. Injured? Got injured for Sweden.
Is Lindelof injured?
Injured. Right, Maguire's injured. Yeah.
Wait, Maguire and Lindelof both injured?
Maguire and Lindelof both injured.
You know what? I think it'll be Euro then. I didn't know that.
I think it'll be one of the center backs. I think it'll be Euro.
I think it'll be Euro. I did not know about my Maguire and Lindelof.
Yeah. I didn't know about attention. I thought Evans was back, to be fair. I thought
Evans. Actually, is Evans injured too?
No, so Evans is back, but I think he's just come back. So and he's not played for a couple of weeks. And
I think it'll be the right-sided centre back. Evans is the centre.
Yeah, I think it'll be. Yeah, I think it'll be that actually.
I think he'll go Evans central centre because Evans in the back three is fine.
I'm just thinking age. He's been injured. Do you risk
He'll be fine? Yeah,
man.
This is Johnny Evans, man.
Bro, Johnny Evans. He's just steady Eddie, bro. He's just gonna do.
He's a supreme steady Eddie. Like he's just gonna be like, all right, 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10, and be.
I just think him against the lap could be a problem.
Before that, about Villa when he got man of the match.
Yeah, that was with okay. I'll give you that.
Johnny Evans, he's the one player that I don't like.
Seriously, I rate Johnny Evans very highly, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, I love him. I absolutely love him. Don't get me wrong. I'm just thinking in that three at the back, will he play one of the two? You
don't think Mazraoui and Dalot will fill up the
no, because he invariably Amorim does have one winger and one defender in those two wide places. So I actually think Anthony might start, you know, and then I think it might be Delo or Mazraoui on the other side. I just don't see it being too defensive because if you look at it, so if he has
defensive though.
I think if you look at that team, because if you're going to play Agate and then two right backs, that's very defensive for me.
Yeah, but they're they're progressive, right? Like these guys, like Dalot's someone who likes and they're gonna play bro. They're gonna be playing high
on the pitch.
Nah, I hear it.
Like Mazraoui is a guy who's know him more for what his ability on the ball, right? You know Dalot for what he does going forward more than he's good. Dalot's he hasn't been recently, but he is good defensively. Mazraoui is reads the game well. But those guys, like they want to be going this way. Like that's what they want to do, like naturally. Am I wrong about that? That's why I say. That's why I would say it's expensive.
I hear it. Because my whole thing was if he needs to revert to a 4 at the back, say in elements of the game. So if you had Mazraoui on the left wing back, Anthony on the right wing back, and then it was the low right centre back, you could easily switch into that. Whereas I think if it's the two, I don't know. I agree with what you're saying. I just think it just seems ultra still.
It does seem I hear that. But you know what's mad? I think Mazraoui and Delo are better going forward than Anthony anyway. But I get your point.
I agree.
Johnny Evans is better than
100%, bro. 100%, bro.
That's why I think it's not ideal. I think it will be Delo or Mazraoui.
I think Anthony in the final third is shocking.
Yeah,
bro.
Which Man United player isn't, bro? Do you know what I'm saying?
I hear it, but like, I genuinely agree with that take on like I think Mazraoui and Dalot going forward, like I think they would contribute more to our.
For me, Mazraoui's out still. The jury is out for Mazraoui going forward because I heard all this about him, and I'm still yet to be convinced. I've not seen too much that makes me think, oh, he's fantastic. And Delo still has a poor return of crosses. It's still 1 in 5. Oh yeah,
they're not ideal. There's nobody who's ideal. Like I want to see more from Mazraoui, Delo, but it's the bars on the floor.
No, 100%. It is. Yeah. It is. So I mean, I still think Anthony could be a spanner in the works. Not a spanner in the works. Oh, it could be a spanner in the works because it's Anthony.
Let's put Anthony in there for now. Let's put him at right wing back.
Put Anthony right wing back here. All right, first.
Yeah, because I think he will go for that because Quender's left-footed.
Yeah,
and he plays on the
he plays two left, bro. It's crazy, bro. Two left-footed full wing backs is crazy. Where do they do that, bro? Where do they do that, bro? I mean, yeah, I guess what are you saying? Dalot and Mazraoui here.
Mazraoui.
I think it would be Mazraoui. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're saying Howard holding bench. Okay.
But and let's be honest. Let's be honest. Delo probably needs some bench time, bro, because is it?
No,
I can't remember how many, like 63 games or something. He's played in 63 games straight or something. Like, crazy. Bro, the guy's hamstrings must be hanging by a thread. Do you know what I mean? Like, absolutely just done too much. So I'm not mad at that. And he's a player that's, he's won me over. I actually rate him now. Flawless knows I had an agenda. Like, do you know what I mean? I wasn't a fan. But I am now, and I don't want him burnt out. I know he's played for Portugal, but he's not been great this season. So if he was to hold bench, it wouldn't bother me too much.
100%. Do we all agree on Casemiro?
Yeah, it's Casemiro or Agate. I think that'd be
the only thing with Agate is obviously did he play last night? So he's not going to get back till train till probably Friday. But he looks fit. He scored that injury time winner for Uruguay. He's doing bits. Yeah, buzzing for him. So played it in a draw against Brazil. So I think that would be better.
I think it has to be Casemiro and Ugarte, man. I think this is the most secure. Like,
and they've looked great. They've looked great together,
bro. The other day, I know it was just Leicester, bro. But the other day, both of them, like,
hey, don't do that, Temi. We struggled against everybody. No. Don't even do that. Not even say it's just Leicester. We struggled.
I hear it.
We struggled against Newport County.
Bro, they were winning the ball back. They were just hunting. They were hunting, bro. They were hunting people and winning the ball back, bro. It was crazy.
The thing is, Temi, and this is the one thing I fight, rival fans going, oh, it's just Leicester and that. Well, it's a start. And to look secure in those games is something that's been missing at Manchester United.
Secure against Chelsea.
18 months. Do you know what I'm saying?
Against Chelsea, you're one of the better teams in the league.
Yeah, and you look before Rude came in and started playing these two, because when it was Eriksen, Casemiro or whatever, I think of Brighton, I think of any other, bro, we look terrible. Yes. Tottenham, absolutely terrible. So for me, if Ten Hag was still here, it's those two and Manu, my midfield three. If we should still play midfield three, I think that's our best midfield three going. So these two, as that sort of base, you can call it, is massively exciting for me, because Casemiro is so much better going forward. He looks and he's done it ever since he come here. And he was unlocked, bro. And I think he's shown a lot of people didn't really realize how technically good he was.
I didn't know how good he was.
Let's be real. He wasn't doing that at Madrid, like,
because he didn't need to.
That first season under Ten Hag is the best season in his career. I'm gonna stand on that. Like, obviously, we know what he did from a champion, like in the Champions League.
That's one Champions League.
I'm talking about like individually,
personally. Yeah.
I'm not talking about like
because you're talking about because he showcased
what he's shown, what he can do.
Yeah, considering the circumstances, who was around him, like he was never, like, the responsibility he had also, like the responsibility he had. He was never asked to do any of that, and he did it at a ridiculous. He was the best DM in the league that season. Like, he was crazy. It was crazy. And then he obviously regressed. Like, the whole team regressed. But yeah, bro, I think if he can just give us like 80% of that, bro.
And I think he has. I think he has been. I think by the Liverpool game, he's been good this season. The only bad game he's had is the Liverpool game. Every other game he's played well. He's played to a good standard and a good level.
Bro, he's
no complaint.
Yeah, bro. I'm satisfied. I think Casemiro and Ugarte, you get the experience, you get the energy with Ugarte. But Ugarte is coming along too, bro. I was a little like, no.
Because Casemiro, as much as Ugarte is good for Casemiro is also good for Ugarte.
Exactly.
It works.
It works.
Yeah. Who knew partnerships around the pitch worked?
Who knew that, bro? Who knew that playing, I'm saying, a ball winning 6 next to an 8 who's technically good could work? Who would have thought playing a 6 as a 6 and an 8 as an 8 could work? Hey, mind blown.
It's crazy,
mind blown.
It's crazy. No argument.
Also, I have to just quickly say I'm so glad. Like, so many people were trying. Shout out to Staffy, by the way. So many people were trying to turn me against that man, and I stuck by him because I love him. Casemiro, my guy. Big up.
I definitely lost the faith. I can't lie. I definitely lost the faith. Like,
Ten Hag did it against every player, though, bro.
Yeah, I lost faith in everybody. Bro. So that's, what I'm saying. I think we still have levels here. This is the position right here. I think
it's Bruno.
Listen, it's gonna be Bruno.
It's Bruno, bro.
Bruno's gonna play.
It's gonna be Bruno, but listen, we'll see. We shall see.
Bro,
give it 10 games.
Auditions, exactly. Auditions.
It's
And
auditions level.
if you're not producing, then listen. I think the most exciting thing about this whole change of system and those two tens, Ahmad is going to do a madness,
Bro, he's gonna cook.
oh, bro,
He's gonna cook.
like he's going to show why he's our best player. Like I already think he's probably possibly been obviously in an attacking sense, he's been our best player, but for sure. And again, it's going to show you the sort of neglect that, and I use the word neglect that Ten Hag had on certain players, and the misuse to consistently play Anthony last season when this young man was on the bench, showing you he must have been showing him in training. I don't believe anything that he was a bad trainer, because you've never heard that before.
No,
and he's been at United. He was United long before Ten Hag came in, and there was never any rumors. You know what I'm saying? And Saeed seen him close up and speaks how great he was that time he saw him. So, and Sunderland fans were desperate to get him back in the summer, mate. And that tells you that tells you exactly, a lot. So I can't wait to see him absolutely go bananas in that position, bro.
I think the relationships that are going to get built like right in this little triangle here, bro. Yeah. If it's Dallo or if it's Anthony, or because listen, as much as I don't rate Anthony, I think from penalty box to penalty box, bro, I think he's a solid player. I really do. Yeah. I think he's like keeps the ball. He's of a good technical level. My issue with him is he's a championship level player in the final third. That's my issue with him, right?
Yeah.
But from penalty box to penalty box, bro, like good player. So I think it can only like, we're not going to get the numbers, we're not going to get the output, but we're going to get a relationship here that will only make Ahmad better. You feel me? Whoever it is, I think Dallo can build that relationship with him. I think Anthony can do it. You feel me? So we'll just have to wait and see. We'll just have to wait and see. But I agree with you 100%, Double A, bro. I could not agree more.
Do you know what? I don't know what I'm thinking. I think we need to put Dalot at that right wing back, bro. I don't know if it'll be on there. Thinking of it, because maybe I'm getting gassed out of that video. I
definitely getting gassed off the video, but we let it go because
I give it to you, bro.
We let it go.
No.
I just let it go. I get it, man. We're all excited. We're all happy. No. I fully understand it. So we just let it go. You're my bro, so I was like, you know what? Have that.
I said, you gave us Evans. I gotta give you Anthony.
No. Do you know what it is? I'm stuck on the one winger, one fullback, and I think that's where I'm stuck on that. But what you two said about, both of them are technically very sound, can play in that. I think did someone said before Dalot played right wing back at Milan when he was on loan there. I think.
Someone did say
that. And for Portugal.
And Portugal. Yeah. So I think it will. You can change that, Temi. I think that will be.
There we go. There we go. Bye, Anthony.
Man just remembered what Anthony's like in the final third and was like,
yeah.
As much as Dalot is limited in the final third, which he is, he's better in the final third than Anthony. And
listen. Now this will be crazy. Let me tell you why.
I'd run it.
Yeah, bro. Listen, Mazraoui and Ahmad, bro. Dalot played left back the other day. Played really well, and then we switched it for some reason.
Well, because I think since Mazraoui went to left back, I think it's been better. I think when Dalot went back to the right, for me, Dalot is so much better on that left hand side. And it's flawless. It was actually when he said with this triangle here, and he pointed at Anthony. I was like, no, that can't run. No, because he ain't building nothing with no one.
Yeah, bro.
I think Mazraoui and Dalot, whichever side, that it'll work.
It'll work, bro.
Regardless, I just think Mazraoui is a bit. He's cleverer in certain situations.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it being more technically sound and a better player, bigger IQ. I just think he would work better on that left hand side than.
You think? Okay. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. No,
but again, it's all subject to change, and you may see it changing game. So, Amorim sees exactly who is better there for himself. Do you know what I mean?
100%. And the good thing is they're both good enough to play on either side. That's a huge.
Yeah,
that's a huge skill to have as a fullback, to be comfortable on both sides, bro. That's like
of course.
That's something that you You can't buy that.
You can't teach because you couldn't put Luke Shaw on the right. Do you know what I mean? It just
couldn't put Luke Shaw on the right. You know, or remember when Ten Hag started putting AWP on the left back?
Oh,
remember that
Lindelof at left back.
Lindelof at left back, bro. Like
remember that Fulham game when again Malacia doing a job for the team when he went right back against Fulham.
I remember Malacia playing right back. I do remember.
Yeah. And he put a shift in, man.
Bro. This one's gonna be interesting. Who are we saying for the striker, bro?
It's gonna be Rashford, isn't it? Which is crazy.
I think you know what's crazy, Double A. I think it's gonna be Rashford too. I think for some reason, I just got a hunch. I think it's gonna be Rashford. I think it's gonna be Rashford. I do.
I'm not as convinced as y'all. I'm not. I wouldn't be surprised, but I'm not convinced.
I'm thinking it's gonna be Rashford.
And listen to I think it's a statement. A massive statement if it's Højlund. Massive statement, but I think if you look at Gyökeres and you look at the strikers he's had in the past, it's probably 60% Rashford, 40% Højlund for me. I think Xerxes holds bench. He could from day one want to start getting something out of Højlund, start turning Højlund into Gyökeres. I'm not saying he's going to be Gyökeres, but that sort of plan.
I think him and Gyökeres are different players, bro. I really do.
But I'm not saying, they're different in ways, but they're similar in ways. And I think the plan is we was talking about James Alcott before, and he did a top video about how Amorim can get 20 goals out of Højlund. I think
20 league goals or 20 goals overall.
I think it's just 20. It's 20 goals overall. 20 league goals. Hey, listen, ain't no one sticking their neck out there. Flawless. Come on.
It's about to say. Yeah, I'm not about to say.
I think, but I do think the Højlund project under Amorim has to start early. So it very well could be Højlund, but I all signs lead to Rashford. I don't know what it is, man.
I'm saying I think it's Højlund. I'm gonna be real. I think Højlund is, if we have these inside 10s, listen, bro, are we forgetting how bad Rashford is at number 9?
No one's disputing that. Just to tell me, all our number 9s are awful.
No, our number 9s are not great. Like
they're all terrible.
This might be the most important position in the summer. I know we need a fullback. I know we need a fullback.
I was banging on about this the other day. We need a striker. We need a striker. We need a striker. We need a 10, and we need 2 wing backs. If we don't identify those 4 places in the summer, because going forward we are woeful. As much as I like Delo and Mazraoui and they're good options there, we need better in those areas. We definitely need another number 10, because apart from Diallo, I don't trust any of those. You can add Mano in that, but then it's just those 2. And then up top as well, striker, 1 number 10. 2 wing backs. If we don't go, we signed defensively this summer because we got De Ligt, we got Euro, we got Agate, we got Mazraoui. Cool. 4 good signings, and we can see how they're going to work in this system. And I think they've helped us, and I actually trust us from a defensive standpoint. The problem is going forward, more creativity and more goals. So those 4 positions I mentioned, if we don't in the summer, we're in trouble.
Yeah, bro, I asked myself the question, like, are any of our forwards better than Prime Martial? And the answer is no. The answer is no. The answer is hell no. No. Or none of our forwards are even on that stratosphere. Like
none of our forwards. I think we have some in terms of attack. Like our forwards are just are just terrible in the league.
Yeah,
I don't think there's many attacks overall that are worse than ours.
Yeah, no, we have one of the worst crop of attacking talent.
Yeah, our wingers.
Hold on. No, we had the worst attack under Ten Hag. Let's just wait and see before.
No, I'm not saying that.
Listen, I'm not saying he's going to turn him into R9 and Ronaldinho or CR7. I ain't saying any of that. What I think is, with the way he wants to play, I think we're going to see very different output. And
I'm with you with that double A. I'm expecting improvement. I've said this.
Mbeumo or Josh Xerxes.
As much as I don't rate these men, and I hear you on that double A, as much as I don't rate these players, I'm expecting him to improve these players and improve this attack. I want 2 goals per game in the league. 100%.
78 illegal.
Yeah, no. 60. I'm asking for 66. Give me 66 league goals, and which is 2 goals per game from now. Yeah, it's 66.
I think
that's good. Well, for these lot.
Yeah, bro. I think we'll improve like our goal scoring output, but I think he'll still recognize that we need a number 9. Yes. We were so like the floor is. The bar is so low. We scored 58 goals, 57 goals under 10 negative goal different. Like the bar is in hell. Like he doesn't have to do that much to get more output out of this team as a whole. Like I think we will get more output, but again, I still don't think we have a proper gunman. We don't have a proper gunman.
No. The sad reality is there's not many around, bro. When you look at it, Gyökeres, Vlahovic, you could possibly say, Marmoush potentially. There's not a load, and even Marmoush would be a risk. There's not that many around me, and I think it's really.
I think there are, bro. I think there are. Like it always seems like there's not. It always seems like there's not, but there's. It might be a player we don't even know, bro. All I'm saying is we need someone who is like we're not doing the Xerxes versus Højlund. We know who the number one is. You know what I mean?
We need you're saying a world class number 9.
You don't have to be world class. You know what is double A? Just be top class. Just be top class. I think we can get in the system.
Just be a top class player. I don't need prime Lewandowski. You feel me? Like
someone go get me in the ideal world. You know what?
Yes, I want that. I want that. But if you're a top player, if you are
go get me someone who's Isak's level or better. I'm cool with that for the time being.
Exactly.
Well, Isak would be sick, bro.
But Isak, but that's to my point. Isak ain't world class.
But he's not world class.
No.
That's the point I'm making. So if Newcastle can go locate a striker, Manchester United should be able to go locate a striker. If Newcastle United can do it. Yeah, we have better resources than that.
Isak level and above. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Like Xerxes not as good as Isak. Højlund's nowhere near as good as Isak. Like we need someone minimum. In my opinion, in my opinion, the minimum is Prime Martial because like even Prime Martial, like we still need another striker with him. Like that shouldn't be like in days of old we had 4 strikers, bro. Like I know we're in a different system now, so maybe we need 2 or 3. But the ones we have currently, I'm sorry, bro. Even I rate Xerxes as like he can be a useful utility player in the squad, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like I think he can play up top if we need him to sometimes. Maybe he can play as a 10 if we need him to sometimes. Like I think but he's not. I don't think he's ever gonna reach the heights that like, even Rashford's 30-goal season. I don't need that. I'm just saying I don't think he has that level. Mm-hmm. Like quite that level, or Martial 1920. Like he doesn't have that level. I just don't think he has that gear. I hope I'm wrong. I still think he's going to provide things to the team. I still think he's going to be a net positive to the team. Yeah. But do I see top class player?
No. And for the money we paid for him, you don't need that. Just make him a useful squad player.
Exactly.
Was he 34 million, Xerxes? Was he 35 million? Get me
34.
34 million. You know what? Get me 34 million pounds worth out of him, and I'm cool with that. Make him a good squad player. Because not every player you're going to sign for big up to Adam every single time. You sign for that price is going to kick on. So if he's 34 million pound, get me a 34 million pound player, which is just a useful squad player, a good squad player, which if Amorim's as good as we think he is, cool. Not everyone's going to be a Maserati where you sign him for 12 million and you go, hey, if we would have signed you for 50, we go, hey, that's probably more if we were selling Maserati just based off this, it's much more than 12 million.
You go for 40, 50. Yeah.
That's my point. So it's like at least get your money's worth.
Get your money back. Exactly. If we sell Xerxes, we can still get 35 for Xerxes after the end of this season.
How about that? Maybe 20. Yeah, at the end of this season, if he performs to
right
the level
now,
he's supposed to,
I'm confident he's gonna bounce back and
get Bell.
Hey, did you see those links this week about Napoli? So we want money plus Xerxes for Osimhen, bro.
Nah, I'm good, bro.
If we're gonna get anyone from Napoli, go get the wing. Not the winger.
I'm letting you know, as a Nigerian national team.
I can't pronounce his name. I can't pronounce his name, but him.
Nigerian national team fan, bro. No.
See, that's what everyone says about everyone who I talk to who's a fan of Nigeria or has an African nation they support all say the same thing about Osimhen.
No, bro.
Look at Temi.
He's not. I agree. And this is my countryman. Like I'm not saying this as like bro. He's not that good. I'm telling you, bro. He's not it. Like,
there's a reason why no one came in for him in the summer. And people have put it down to his agent was asking too much. No. If clubs want you, we've done it too many times. Clubs want you, they'll come calling. The fact no one did tells you a lot. And bro, listen, I think he had that fantastic season where he won the Serie A, but I think. Could he do it in the Premier League? I just don't think he could.
We would. He's not better than the Lukaku that we got back in the day.
Damn.
That's
You
he's
really
not-
think that? You really don't rate him at
No,
all,
no,
do
no,
you, Temi?
no, bro.
No, not Lukaku. Osherman, I'm talking about.
No, yeah,
Not
but
Lukaku.
Lukaku
I
we
was
got
using
from
the
Everton.
comparison. Yeah, no, he's not as good as prime Lukaku. No way.
Okay.
No.
Way.
But
Like,
prime
no
Lukaku
way.
was a menace, bro.
Yeah, but Lukaku was a menace.
The kid we got from Everton was a menace, bro.
Yeah, bro.
He was a good
even
Premier
then
League.
it's like Everton version, like that's the minimum. Lukaku should be like that's the minimum of what we should be expecting out of our striker.
That should be the level of the second choice.
That should be the level of our secondary striker.
The first one I'm saying Isak. Like that should be the bar, like Isak or Bell.
Oh, he's right there, bro. Gyökeres, he's right there. He's right there.
No,
can we go get Gyökeres?
He's right there.
I think Gyökeres is the one. Hopefully, my fear is that they're gonna do the Ajax tax, like what they did with Anthony, bro.
He's got a release clause in the summer though, right? About 60 million or something.
I heard that. I think it is
bro, he's right there, bro. And for 60 million to get a player that showed, the output is ridiculous. 27 goal involvements this season already.
He has, for his career at Sporting, is 67 goals in 65 games. That is a ridiculous. Like I'm not a big GA guy. I'm like y'all have all heard me talk, bro. Like GA is not a big deal to me, but 67 is, bro. 67 and 65 is
nuts.
It's just nuts, bro. Like, remember when Haaland was doing it at Salzburg? They said, "Oh, can you do it at Dortmund?" Then he did a goal a game at Dortmund. Oh, can you do it in the Premier League, bro? There's certain players like they just, bro. He did it in the Championship. You can laugh and say, "Oh, it's just it's just the Championship, bro." Man, he came to England and he bagged goals, and then he went up to another level and bagged goals. I think he's gonna do the same if he comes to Man United, bro. I really do.
Let's hope.
100%, bro. I know we've run long here, guys. This has been a great conversation, man. Great conversation. Listen, it's been a lot of things to discuss, man. As you can see, we're nearing closer and closer to that time. You know what I'm saying? We're nearing closer and closer to that time.
Like you talk about it like it's a Champions League final. It's great. It's great.
Bro,
never seen so much enthusiasm and so much eyeballs on an Ipswich away game. And I'm with you. I can't wait. I cannot wait.
Bro, Ipswich away. I got an Ipswich fan coming on the channel tomorrow, people. So be on the lookout for that. But yeah, man, like it's. I've never been this excited for an Ipswich game, bro. I'm gonna be real, bro. Never in my life.
Serious.
It has been a long 2 weeks too, man. It's been a long 2 weeks, but that's why we try to get this content out, man. That's why we try to get this content out. Speaking of content, guys, make sure if you aren't following Flawless on Sarcasm City TV and also Double A's YouTube channel, their information is in the title. So make sure to just click on their titles real quick, subscribe. You feel me? And make sure to support their brands and products as well, man. So, fellas, what's coming up for both of you guys, man? Before we head out, Flawless, what you getting up to?
Oh yeah, go on, Double A. You go on.
Oh, cheers, bro. Yeah, man. Similar to you, Temi, just on that road to 1K. Trying to get there by the end of the year. Just my videos are all centered around going to games now. So I speak to the fans, get opinions of the fans. So I have got a video coming next couple of days. I'm thinking Friday before the game. So I've asked United fans at the game, the 3 players that they think Amorim is going to get the best out of. And I think there's some interesting ones in there for sure. I spoke to Saeed and a few others that you know the faces of. So, man, just doing that. Just enjoying going to games, getting the content from games. And, yeah, man, just trying to build the brand, like you say, and trying to get to 1K as quick as possible. But, yeah, no, appreciate you having me on. Nice to be on this channel. Watch your stuff for a while. I've been on a good few panels with you. So happy to come back whenever. And, yeah, man, if anyone watching, make sure you get Temi to 1K as quick as possible too.
Appreciate it.
He's doing some good stuff, bro.
Thank you, bro. Follow us. What you got coming up on the locker, man?
Yeah, people, first and foremost, big up for having me on, Temi. Appreciate it because it's been a minute since I've been on here, but I've been on before. So you lot subscribe here. The fact that Temi and Double A are both now at 1K is a travesty. That is absolute criminal, people. So subscribe here. Subscribe to Double A's channel as well. Sarcasm City TV. We live every day, people. Not just Manchester United content, other teams in regards to the Big Six and Premier League content as well. Your one-stop shop for everything, people. So yeah, just hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell as well. And what I've been doing this week, obviously I did the Sarcasm City TV specials in March where I sat down with the biggest and best content creators in the game. So Saeed did one, for example, Rants, Gunner, Troops did one, and it was just about getting their backstory. So what I've been doing this week, because it's international break, is just doing them, watching them back You know what I'm saying? Because we ain't watched them back since March, so select a few of them and just watching them back. Because it's interesting hearing people's backstories because people are live every day. Like Saeed was the Saeed once today later on in just over an hour. And like Saeed, he's live every day, he's working hard, but you don't really know people's backstories into what's going on because it's current. So yeah, check that out, people. Subscribe, Sarcasm City TV. Follow us on Playback as well. If you're an NBA fan, Sarcasm City TV.
Love that, bro. Love that, man. I do something very similar, Flawless, bro. I do the Wavy Red, very similar, bro. I just love the interview. I got to get you guys on the Wavy Red show, man. Just interview you guys. Absolutely, bro. I'm going to make sure to do that, man. Have a different kind of convo, bro. But no, absolutely, bro. You heard it here. Make sure to show some love to the boys as always, man. Hit the like button, people. Hit the subscribe button, and we will talk very, very shortly. All right. Y'all take it easy.
Big up.